Standing nice and tall, taking a moment to find your posture. So abs engaged, core engaged, shoulders down, neck nice and long. We're going to wake up the shoulders, the neck and the hips. We're going to start with circling the shoulders backwards 4 times as we bend the knees, circling the shoulders forwards 4 times, and then we'll do 2 big circles with each arms and bend. Okay? Off we go. Bend, circle 1. Bend, circle 2, and 3, and 4. And then back round the other way, so coming up and over. 1, and 2, and 3, lovely, and 4. Good. One arm, we bend and circle all the way around, little twist. 1, and 2, and then the other arm. 3, and 4. Excellent. Now we're going to take the legs a little wider. We're going to wake up the spine, bend the knees, open the arms out, and we're going to twist from one side to the other 8 times. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Stretching the legs out even wider now. We're going to do some sideways lunges, so you should feel a nice stretch here as we twist. We're going to do 8, and we're going to gradually get lower and lower as we go. Yeah? Off we go. Ready? 1, whoops. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and getting lower, 6, and 7, last one, 8. Great job. Standing on your mat, we're going to bend the knees, tuck the chin into the chest, slowly roll down to your mat until you're sitting. And we're going to cross the legs and just do one more stretch to wake up the spine while sitting. So, a nice tall back, lovely. That's great, sitting nice and tall up on the sit bones. I'll show you from the side so that you can see. We're going to combine it with the breath. As we breathe in, oops, just get that music back. There we are. As we breathe in, we're going to sit tall. As we breathe out, we're going to tuck in the chin, holding onto the knees, stretch back. Breathe in, sit tall. If you want, on the inhale, you can also do a little back stretch if you want. And we're just going to do 4 of these, okay? So, sitting nice and tall, off we go. Breathing in, breathing out. Rock back, hold on to the knees. And breathing in. Lift the chest and chin up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And breathing out. This is number 2. And breathing in. And breathing out. Number 3. And sitting tall. Exhale, number 4. And sitting up. Great, we're now going to go onto our hands and knees, and we're going to do 4 cat-cows. So on our hands and knees, making sure the wrists are directly below the shoulders, knees are hip-width apart, and your neck wants to be long, so we're not here or here. You're going to feel like the tummy button is scooping up. As you arch the spine, drop the chin into the chest. Then we're going to drop the pelvis down, lift the chin, and arch the back. We're going to do 4 of these, okay? And you can combine it with the breath. So breathing in as you curve, breathing out as you arch the back. Ready? Off we go. Breathing in. Breathing out. That's 1. Breathing in. Breathing out. That's 2. Breathing in. Breathing out. 3. And breathing in. Breathing out. That's 4, excellent. We're now going to do circles. So if this is my right shoulder and my right hip, I'm going to bring them together, drop the forehead down, arch the back, bring my left shoulder to my left hip, and lift the chin up. So we're going to do 2 going to the right and 2 going to the left. Ready? Off we go. So right shoulder to right hip, arch the back, left shoulder to left hip, lift the chin. And 2. Right shoulder to right hip, circle, left shoulder to left, and lift. Now we're going to go around to the left side. So left shoulder to left hip, drop the forehead down, to the right, and up, to the left, head down, to the right, and reset. Lovely. We're going to do an upper back stretch. So one hand, let's pick the left hand. It's going to slide underneath until your shoulder touches the floor. Excellent, good. And we're just going to stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now going to open that arm up and stretch up to the ceiling, reach through the fingers, and place the arm back down. Now let's use the right hand, so slide it underneath. This should be a really nice upper back twist. And now opening that arm, reaching up to the ceiling, stretch through the fingers, and relax. Lovely. We're going to go on to our front, and we'll do a bit more on the back now. So we'll start with the forearms pressing into the floor, neck nice and long, and we're going to do our cobra stretch. So this involves just lifting the upper body off the floor. We're not going for a big one, but just peeling the rib cage off the floor. We're going to do 4 of these combined with the breath. So we're going to breathe in as we're down, and then exhale as you can feel the upper body floating off. We're not lifting the chin here, we're keeping a nice long neck. And lower back down. Breathing in. This is the second one. Breathing out. Beautiful, and lower back down. And the third one, breathing in, breathing out. Shoulders are down, shoulder blades engaged, and last one, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Lowering down, bring the hands a bit further back, and we're now going to push all the way up. Keep the legs wide, and if you can, lift the nose up to the ceiling. There should be no tension here. This should be a gentle stretch for just waking up the back. And we're going to go again, breathing in, breathing out, pushing up, and hold, lift the nose to the ceiling, good, and lower back down. And for the last one, this can be your choice. If you want an extra challenge, you can bring the feet closer together. But again, remember, this is the morning, we're not pushing anything. It's only if you want an extra challenge here, because it is harder. So one last one. Good, and now we're going to push back onto our heels. In child's pose, reach the fingertips forwards, head down on the floor. We're just going to hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to walk the hands over to one side, place one hand on top of the other, and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk the hands over to the other side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're just going to do one more stretch lying on our front. And this is going to be a quad stretch. So with one hand underneath your forehead, you're going to hold onto your foot here and just pull the foot towards you. You might want to lift the knee off the floor a little bit to get a deeper stretch, but we don't want it too deep. Go easy on the knees. So we're just going to hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put it back down and swap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can either repeat that, or for those who want a much deeper back stretch today, we're going to hold on to the foot and push the upper body off the floor, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, keeping the palm down and swapping over, so palm down, holding onto the toes, using your hand to push up. This is only if you want a deeper stretch today. And relax. Very nice. We're going to roll onto our back now. And we're going to start by hugging our knees. So after all that work on the back, this should feel really nice. So pull them into your chest. And then release. Let's release the right leg. So we're holding on to the left leg. And then bring that left leg across the body and reach in the opposite direction. You might feel the back crack a little bit as it is in the morning. I'm just going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for a hip opener, you're going to keep rolling onto your front until your body's flat on the floor. And you can either stay here and just use this as a hip opener, or you can combine another back stretch and push up. Lower back down, and we reverse this movement, so we slide the arm underneath and we go back to where we were, lying on our backs. Let's do the same with the other leg. I'm going to swap sides because I'm going to run out of space otherwise. So now we've got our right knee coming up, and it goes across the body. We reach in the opposite direction. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. We let that knee slide until we're lying on our front. Either just, push the foot down, keep the hips down, use it as a hip opener, or push up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Slide that arm underneath, and we're going back to lying on our front. Pulling your left knee back into your chest now, we're going to work on the hamstrings. So very gently, very, very gently, extend the leg up to the ceiling. It doesn't matter where the leg is, height is not a problem here. Any height is fine as long as you're keeping the knee stretched and this leg is flat on the floor, so we're not here. So wherever is comfortable, I'm just going to hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. This is just to rest. And we're going to go once more. Extend, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. We're now going to do half of a happy baby. So a happy baby is when you hold onto your feet and you open up the knees. Half of one, we're just going to do one leg. So it can be your choice. You can either hold onto your heel and push right out, or you could hold onto your thigh, you can hold onto your calf. You just want this leg opening out to the side without this hip rolling. So we're going to keep this hip on the floor. And this should be a really nice hip opener. So we'll just hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back in. Let's do the same now on the other leg. So pulling your knee into your chest and stretching that leg up to the ceiling. Keep the knee stretched. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee and relax. And we'll go once more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Going into half a happy baby, so choose where you want to hold onto your leg, wherever is comfortable. You can use this hand to press this hip down so it's not rolling. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. The neck stretch can feel a little bit intense on the neck, so if you do have any neck trouble at the moment, you might just want to watch me demonstrate first before you give it a try. It's called a pancake stretch, and you need to make sure there's space behind you. So we're not going to do a full pancake stretch today if you don't want to. So the option number one is to lift your hips up off the floor, bend your knees in, and then alternate between stretching one leg and bringing it back in. And you should feel a stretch almost exactly where the hands are. You'll feel a stretch going through the pelvis there. A true pancake stretch is both feet right over the head, hands down. But as it is the morning, that might be a bit intense. So this is a lot more comfortable, and it allows you to gently find which stretch is right for you. Good. So we're just going to do another 4. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And now rolling down really gently, still using your hands to support you. Excellent. We're just going to finish off on our backs doing a glute stretch. So these are your glutes. We'll start with both legs up. One leg goes over the top, the knee opens out to the side. One hand goes through the middle and the other hand goes around this leg. Head on the floor, bend your knee and bring your legs into your chest. Excellent. Good. And we're just going to hold here. This should feel really nice on the glutes, really nice stretch. Especially if you are a dancer, we use the glutes a lot. So this is a great one after class as well. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lovely. We're now going to do the other leg. So the other leg comes over the top. One arm through the middle, one arm around the outside. Pull the knees into your chest and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Relax. We're now going to sit up and we're going to do a lunge sequence. So I love this lunge sequence. If you know my stretches, you know I always do these lunges. So you might want to have something to hold on to. So a wall or a piece of furniture is great. I'll demonstrate first so you know what we're doing. If you are used to this, you might not need to hold on to anything. We're just going to be doing hip flexor stretches. So we're going to be doing these. You might want to put something extra under the knee if you do get sore knees. We're going to be doing a runner's stretch. So again, if you're not quite bringing the fingertips to the floor, it can be useful to hold on to something. And we're going to be doing different variations of this. So we're going to be doing it turned out and reaching up to the ceiling. Yeah, so just so you have an idea, now's the time to find a chair or something to hold on to. So kneeling up nice and tall, we're just going to push all the way forwards, making sure your heel is in line with your knee. And you can either put the fingers on your knee to stay tall, or you can bring them down to the floor and stretch here, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now going to tuck the toes underneath, stretch the knee, and hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, the same arm as the leg that's front is going to open up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And bring it back down, knee onto the floor, and back, kneeling up. We're now going to go for a deeper hip flexor stretch. So we're going to tuck the pelvis and push forwards gently. You won't be able to go as far once you've tucked the pelvis, but you will feel a nice deep stretch here. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Beautiful. And now stretching out this front leg. If you want a deep hamstring stretch, flex the foot. Otherwise, keep it relaxed. And we're going to lengthen through the spine, reach the fingers forwards until ideally we're getting the whole palms on the floor. Don't worry if it's just the fingertips. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're now going to lunge forwards, open out the front knee, and you can either choose to put the foot on demi-point or you can rotate it as well. So this is, I guess if you're a dancer, you might want to turn out both legs. Otherwise, you might just want to go for a demi-point. This is your call. And then the hands go just to one side of the foot, underneath your shoulders. So this is now not only stretching the hip flexor, but we're also opening out the hips. Very good. And back to our kneeling position. Lovely, we're going to do everything on the other side. So starting with our big lunge forwards, making sure that knee is in line with the heel. So all of these lunges are great, obviously, for stretching the hip flexor and opening out the hips. Also going to be stretching the hamstrings, and this is going to help with things like front splits, any extensions where you're lifting the leg to the front or to the back, so like in ballet or grand jeté. It's a really, really good stretch, and it usually feels quite nice as well. So, whilst we're here, let's do demi-point and push up. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opening out that arm and a little back twist. Reach the fingers up to the ceiling. And lower back down. Good. Knee back onto the floor, sitting up. We're going to do the pelvic tuck, so tuck and push. You won't be able to go so far. It should feel like a good stretch. You might feel it going through the quads as well. 4, 3, 2, 1, sit back up. And now we're going to do our hamstring stretch, so optional flex. Lengthen the spine, reach the fingers forwards, long neck, long spine. Holding here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now opening out this knee, bring the hands over to one side, underneath the shoulders, and then optional demi-point at the back or turned out. Very good. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reversing all of those movements. Bring the knees together. Right, we're going to push up into a downward dog now. We'll hold the downward dog. Then we're going to pedal the feet in calf stretches. And then as an option, if you want to push your front splits, or if you want to push your extensions a bit more, we can do some leg raises whilst in downward dog. So just telling you in advance so you can pick and choose what you want to do. So starting with downward dog, weight onto your hands, fingers spread, and keeping the neck long, the back long, pushing the heels down into the floor. Beautiful. Don't worry if the heels aren't completely down. We just want to have that feeling of them driving into the floor. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring one foot into the middle. The other foot can be on demi-point, or it can just be relaxed. And you're going to do a calf stretch here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And pedal the feet, swap them. Calf stretch for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pedal the feet. Calf stretch 4, 3, 2, 1. And last one. 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can either relax, come off the hands, or bring one foot a bit more into the middle. Whoops. And lift the other leg without crashing into the door like me. So we're just going to hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax down, swap the feet. Nice long leg reaching through the toes. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it back down. Lovely. Calm down gently. And we're going to We're going to bring the legs to butterfly now. So all of this is now going to work on extensions going to the side. So that's going to be your box splits, or your middle splits, maybe a grand back more to the side. Just in general, nice open hips and extensions going out. So soles of the feet together, knees open, nice tall back. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, drop the forehead down to the toes, and we're going to stay here. If you're not able to do that, just focus on staying tall on the sit bones, so not rocking backwards. So holding for another 4, 3, 2, 1, sit back up. And we're going to do this once more. You can now add a little back bend if you like, breathing in, breathing out, curling forwards, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, sitting back up. Slight variation on a butterfly stretch is a sandwich stretch. So I'll show you a full sandwich stretch. You bring one leg on top of the other. Don't worry if we're not there. It's really important we don't put any strain on the knees. So if you'd rather, you can just cross the ankles. This is a lot more comfortable. And like I said before, the key element is that you're not rocking backwards, so that you're sitting really tall. And you've got that balance and the core strength. So wherever the legs need to be for you to do that, find out where's comfortable. And if you are able to do more than just sit up tall, reach your fingers forwards, keep reaching until ideally we get the palms on the floor, and then if you're particularly mobile, you get the whole forearms and the elbows on the floor. And this is a really good hip opener as well. So we're just going to stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands back up. We're going to add a side stretch here. So one hand on the floor, one arm comes up, and then as we stretch, we breathe out. Beautiful. And then curve that body forwards. Sit up tall. Let's do the same with the other arm. Use this hand to support you. Stretch to the side and curve all the way forwards. Lovely, really nice. Okay, let's slowly uncross the legs and put the other leg on top. You might notice that one leg is a lot more open than the other in the hip. That's completely normal. So you might find that with this leg on top, the position's a lot more comfortable, or it might feel a bit tighter, but don't worry about that. Let's go again. So sitting up nice and tall, walking the fingers forwards, palms on the floor, elbows if you can, and relaxing here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sitting back up again. One hand on the floor. Let's go for our side stretch. So breathing in, breathing out. Good, lovely, and curve the chin forwards. Palm on the floor, and same with the other arm. Breathing in, breathing out, and curve forwards. Excellent. Now just for a little back twist. And let's start with the right leg. So you're going to tuck your left leg under. Right leg, either the heel can go by your knee, or if you're able to, cross that foot behind the knee, keeping the sit bones down on the floor. So if this is my right leg bent, I'm going to bring my left arm up and lock it behind that knee and twist round. Very nice. Holding here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Open out the knees. Let's bring the left leg in front, so either by the knee or just behind. And now right arm comes up and locks behind. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Relax. We're just going to finish off with some box splits. So open the legs out to wherever is comfortable, where you can sit tall on the sit bones. If that in itself is too much of a challenge, you can put something in front of you, or you could maybe sit in front of like a sofa or a chair and just hold on to that sofa, keeping the body forwards. You could also hold on to your yoga mat if yours is less flimsy than mine. But if you are able to sit tall, fantastic. We're going to walk the fingers forwards again until the palms are on the floor, and then if you can, elbows on the floor is wonderful. Holding here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit back up. We're going to do a little side stretch again. Let's bring left arm up and over, stretch and curve. And the other arm up and curve. You might feel the hips have opened out a tiny bit, so if you can, push forwards just a couple more centimeters. And we're going to go again. Walk the hands forwards, keeping these ankle bones lifted and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk everything back in, sit up tall, bring the legs in together. You might want to just hug them for a little moment. And then we're going to sit on our heels with our toes tucked underneath. Now, I love this stretch because as a dancer it really helps with, you know, your demi points, and it feels like a nice stretch, but I know a lot of people really don't like the feeling of their toes stretching, so if this one isn't for you, you can miss it out. But otherwise we're just going to hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor, walking back. Keep the knees bent. We're going to put the heels onto the floor. Chin is tucked into the chest, and very slowly we're going to roll all the way back up. And whilst we're here, we're just going to do a little calf stretch. So heel into the floor, hips lifted for 4, 3, 2, 1, and swapping over for 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Well, that concludes our stretch for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for joining.